Hey everyone, welcome to ZBR. Today we're going to talk about the entire AFC, East, West, South, and North. We're going to break down every division. Tune in. What up? Welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the AFC, East, West, North, and South, their records, and how we think the teams are going to fare this season. We're going to lead off with the AFC North. Start with the Bengals. I have them going 13-4, losing at 49ers, at Ravens Thursday night, losing at home to the Vikings, and at Arrowhead. I don't see them taking a step back at all. I think they're going to end up finishing as was the top seed in the AFC this season. Bearing no injuries, though.
Yeah, do we know more about Joe Burrow yet? Is he playing week 1?
I don't know. I'm worried that he's not.
That's what I'm thinking, too. I have them losing their first 2 games, and that's why. Because
Yeah.
even if he does come back, he still might be
Yeah.
a little slow, missing some camp, coming back from injury. Because they're not going to rush him by any stretch. Because they're, like you said, they're going to contend. I don't see a hangover either. They're going to contend, so why would you rush him back? It makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on if he's healthy enough. Like, at the start of the season, I could definitely see them getting off to a slow start.
Yeah.
I think if he's a rock and roll ready to go week 1, then I don't see them struggling at all.
What do you have their record being?
15-2.
15-2. Wow.
15-2.
Wow, that's really good. What 2 games do you have them losing?
I think I have them losing. Let me just check here real quick. I have them losing to the Ravens at home.
Week 2?
I believe so. Like, they lose early, and they just go on a tear. And I think the last loss is in Arrowhead.
Okay. Yeah, at the end of the year, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think would have already wrapped up the AFC by then, so I don't really think it's going to matter too much. Well, actually, no, that game will have implications for sure, but they're just going to stumble in Arrowhead because it's hard to win in December.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be cold. I mean, not that they're not used to playing in the cold in Cincinnati, but that's the loudest stadium in the NFL. So.
Yeah, I think Burrow can hang there, though. I don't think that affects. I think he's one of those players where that just doesn't affect him as much.
No, he's so
top-tier
He
quarterback.
reminds me a lot of Tom Brady in a lot of ways.
I think so too. Yeah,
he's
and
close
just
thing too.
one of those like I call now they're old school quarterbacks, but like kind of like those old school quarterbacks a little bit.
Yeah.
He's the rare exception that he could like make it work because he's got pocket mobility like Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. He's not. Yeah, I saw a clip today. It was the. I forget, it's that highlight clip, and it's the same background music I always do with like the funny ones, but it was Big Ben rushing clips, and some of them were actually crazy. People forget how good he could run.
Oh, in the Super Bowl, he pulled one off. Like, I remember that it's iconic. Like him and Bill Cowher, they're kind of shoving, like laughing because he called his own play like a QB sneak or something. So yeah, no, he's always been able to move well. Not towards the end.
Yeah. Post motorcycle injury.
God, that was early too in his career, wasn't it?
I'm not sure what year it was. I couldn't tell you, but
his leg or something.
Yeah, I think someone like ran like straight into his leg or something like that.
I can't remember the exact details of
Me
it, but
either.
it was pretty gruesome for him.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse than it was.
I think it was almost like career altering. Like,
yeah, in some ways it probably did a little bit, but he was obviously still a top tier quarterback.
You know,
he doesn't get enough credit, I think.
When did Big Ben get in that motorcycle? I'm just gonna look that up.
That's a good call. But yeah, 2-time Super Bowl winner. I don't know any of his like individual stats, but I know he's got some good ones. And just a really consistent franchise QB. I wish the Patriots. I hope Mac Jones can be a Big Ben level quarterback.
Dude wins a Super Bowl and then that following summer gets in a motorcycle accident. Then ends up winning a Super Bowl 5 years later.
He was probably partying hard. That's probably what happened.
Fuck yeah, he just won a Super Bowl for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
When you were like 3 or 4 at the time.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he raped a couple women.
Jeez.
Zach,
Allegedly.
You got away with it too.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
I'm sorry, Big Ben. Don't kill me in real life.
Zach, did you tell us what you had the Bengals record at?
12-5. 12-5. Yeah, I got them
Okay.
dropping their first 2 games, then losing again to Baltimore on Thursday Night Football, and then I had
Okay.
them losing to Jacksonville on Monday Night Football, and to your guys' Vikings at home.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got them getting swept by Baltimore, going 3-3 in the division. Yeah, I have their schedule difficulty as a 5. Yep. How do you guys feel about the Browns?
I feel 4-13 about it.
4-13.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Why?
Schedule's pretty tough in my opinion, but also I don't believe in that team. I think they're going to take a huge step back. They are the Browns. They've been having some success as of late and have had a pretty good defense and a pretty all right offense. I think they take a pretty big step back this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think it all hinges on Deshaun Watson, really. If he's just never going to be any good again, you're probably exactly right on the record. I think he's going to have a bounce back year, not to like superstar level like he was, but to maybe like second stint Michael Vick level, you know, that kind of bounce back. Like not maybe not an elite quarterback, but still can take you to like a 10-6. I guess it would be like 11-6 or 10-7 now, but I think he can do it. They don't have the greatest defense, but they got playmakers over there, and low-key, I think Njoku might have a good year. I think him and Watson can make a nice
I think
player.
people have been saying that for like the last 3 years, though.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm one of those people who's been saying I think he's gonna
I
have
think
a good year for the
also,
last 3 years.
I think I've taken him in fantasy a couple times, and it has not resulted in anything positive, other than pretty much average.
Yeah.
Average play. I have the Browns actually going 5-12, pretty close to what Reed
Yeah.
thinks. I think Watson is pretty washed, really. I don't know. Maybe washed isn't the right word. I guess.
But just never gonna be the same.
Yeah, like he is still relatively young, like 26, 27.
Yeah, they're like 27. Yeah.
He was away from football for like 2 years. He could get back to being like,
Yeah.
15 to 12 quarterback, as far as in that range. But I don't think he's ever going to be like he was top 5, like battling Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
And I don't either.
Because what his last year in Houston, I think they went toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a high scoring game.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Same draft class too.
And he was kind of like Mahomes in the sense that he doesn't need like great weapons around him to make the team good. Like his number 1 receiver for a while was Will Fuller.
Fair enough.
And he was pretty. And I'm talking about back in the day. Like I said, I don't think he'll be that good again. But I do think he has a ceiling of like QB 8ish with a floor of like honestly like QB 28, 29. I think his floor is all the way down there.
QB8 would be him reaching his
Top potential right
top
now.
potential right now, but he wouldn't be, I guess, considered a top 5 quarterback because I think other quarterbacks have passed him just because they're that good.
I think realistically it'll be like 10 to 14, somewhere in that range.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I got their division
And-
record 3-3.
Just a correction on, since I misread that. Bengals actually have them losing in Jacksonville and actually beating the Chiefs. That's how they win the AFC. So
Okay.
just to clarify that.
Okay. Cool deal. I kind of like the Ravens too. I don't think they're gonna quite be a playoff team, but I think they'll be in contention for it. Yeah, I got them going 11-6.
I have them firmly as a playoff team at 12-5 too. What about, I guess the AFC so.
I mean, I could easily see it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I guess it really depends on Lamar's health.
Yeah.
I think.
How his throwing's looking.
Yeah, because they have a A+ coaching staff.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Agreed. Agreed.
Like just top to bottom, great organization.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Good fan base.
Yeah.
I have the Ravens at 11-6. Just
Okay.
a little different, but yeah.
all pretty much thinking the same on that.
Yeah, playoff
Really-
contender.
Really just
Maybe not a
depends on,
dominant
how
team,
it
but-
shakes out. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think they're gonna win the AFC. I guess if things shook their way, they get hot at the right time. Maybe, kind of like they did in 2012 with Joe
Yeah.
Flacco.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. Except that they're an offense that I don't think it would be such a surprise as like it was with Joe Flacco.
No,
With Lamar, you're always waiting for them to go off and just like go
So
crazy.
you know what they're doing too. They're a run-heavy team with the chance of throwing the ball down the field because like play action, and Lamar can just make things happen with his feet.
Yeah, I think Zay Flowers is definitely in contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he could really do. I think he's going to be surprise a lot of people this year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very possible.
I'm not all in on him like that, but I definitely think he's got a good shot. Definitely to compete for like Rookie of the Year,
I think
offensive
so.
Rookie of the Year,
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
gonna be someone we don't
He's
even
just-
think
If
about.
the offense looks good,
Really?
he'll be in the mix.
Yeah,
I think he's just so Tyreek Hill like he's gonna
he may
go off.
be in that, but I don't know. He may be really good, but I think it's gonna be a surprise. Someone's gonna be winning that award that we're not even thinking about. Some like sleeper.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's usually
Like
kinda
a
how it works.
late round draft pick or something like
It could
that.
be a late first round or like a second round pick. Like, oh yeah, that guy. Like you kind of know him, but like you don't. Like,
Yeah.
As well as like the Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. So.
Yeah.
Bijan would be my
Bijan,
number one
yeah,
pick to win it.
I agree with that.
I think that's probably a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the focal point of that offense. Yeah. An offense I'm kind of getting a little more behind as time goes on is the Steelers.
Really? Why so?
I hear people talking in other podcasts and stuff and talking about their receivers and
Brian Clark.
who's their backup running back? I can't remember his name, but I guess he's been looking really good in camp, and there's talk like he's going to be competing with Najee Harris and stuff like that for some touches. And honestly, I kind of think Najee Harris is pretty overrated, personally. But here's what it is. I got the Steelers going 9-8, going 2-6 in division. Fairly tough schedule.
I am in lock with you. I have gone 9-8 as well. As far as division goes, I think I have them. Yeah, I think 3-5
3-5, what?
in the division. No, wait, I'm sorry, that's wrong. So I have them losing to the Bengals twice, obviously, and the Ravens. So that's 3 losses. So what? 3-3. They play 6 division games.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Tomlin, though, he's always like good enough to coach. I don't think he's ever been under 500.
He never has.
So
I don't think he's about to start either.
No.
I think this is a 7-10 season.
A 7-10.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a hot take. I think.
I don't think it's a hot take, but
I mean,
because I could see it,
Slightly.
because I could definitely see it. They're in a tough division, and that's still fairly close to 500. But this might be the
I
year.
think the craziest scenario is like Joe Burrow just isn't healthy this year. Lamar gets hurt like he always does. The Browns are.
Or just isn't looking good.
Yeah, the Browns is Browns, and the divisions is there for the taking for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Maybe sneaks in with 11.
I
wins.
don't
That's
think.
probably
Yeah,
the ceiling.
I don't think that's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
people
really
are raving
not.
about Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
right now in the
yeah.
games.
I don't think he's gonna be terrible. Got
He's
a
a-
decent arm.
Yeah, he's
Fairly mobile.
I actually like his personality. I think he's got good leadership quality as far as like being a franchise quarterback. As far as like talent wise, I'm not quite sure. People like have kind of knocked on his arm strength, but
Yeah, I think this season will probably be the decider for him.
yeah.
How he
Well, this
looks
is year 2, isn't it? Or is it year 3?
I think this, 2.
Year 2, yeah.
Well, usually kind of quarterbacks kind of blow up in year 3 is how it works. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. I guess Pat Mahomes had a year and blew up, but hell, even Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. So I'll give him to his 3rd year before, unless he just has a real bad year.
Yeah.
I have them losing twice to the Ravens and twice to the Bengals, and they lose once against the Browns. Actually, no, hold on. They beat the Browns twice.
So 2-4 in division.
Yep, they did.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree. I would agree with that. We're going to take a quick intermission and switch from the AFC North over to the AFC South.
Welcome back, guys. We're here to talk about the AFC South. I'm going to start with the Colts here. I actually have them going 2-15. I really think Anthony Richardson is going to struggle a lot starting out of the gate. He's really young. Didn't really play well in college. Honestly, it's a pretty tough schedule from what I'm looking at, too.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of L's on my.
I agree. They have one of the highest They have one of the highest graded
Honestly,
difficulty
one of them
schedules
actually-
by my projections.
Yeah, I honestly only have them beating the Texans.
You have them going 1-16,
I have them going 2-15.
2-15. Gosh damn, sweeping
Yeah.
the Texans.
Yeah.
That's
What do you think about the Colts, Reed?
3-14.
Agreed.
I think Anthony Richardson is really unpolished. He's a little bit of a project, not as much as
Plug in and go.
Will Levis go, but
Yeah.
I have their wins at home against the Titans, at home against the Bucks, and they win at Titans.
I got them beating the Texans, at Texans, the Buccaneers at home, and the Raiders week 17.
So we're all kind of lockstep that they're pretty bad.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty ass. Jonathan Taylor doesn't want to be there. He's going to be trying his damnedest to get traded. Who knows? Maybe they get a nice piece and it kind of maybe helps their season or something. I don't know, but
I think if they get rid of Jonathan Taylor, that's just like they might lose every game. Then
he's their only hope.
yeah, I mean maybe Richardson is going to be great one day, but it's not going to be in year one. Maybe he figures it out. Maybe like the second half of the year, but it's probably going to take a couple. And who knows? Like boom or bust with that guy. His relative athletic score was insane, but
That only gets you so far.
it really does.
Yeah.
But I guess we move on to the Jaguars if you guys want to.
Yeah.
I guess you can call this my hottest take. I have
Let's
them
hear it.
going 14-3.
Really?
That's a pretty hot take, yeah.
I think they have
pretty
a
hot.
yeah. They have a pretty easy schedule. I mean, the Chiefs obviously is going to be a tough one in week 2, but they're going to be at home, and the Chiefs' defense is going to be pretty bad. I think they're going to win a lot of their home games, and they're going to be in the thick of things. That's for a later conversation, but yeah, I think their only L's on my schedule is at the Saints. It's always tough to play in New Orleans, in my opinion. The Niners, and I think they'll have the division wrapped up that they're going to rest their stars in week 18 and take the L of the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be bad, but I'm not as high on him as everyone else. I'm not completely sold that he's taken that next step to truly become an elite quarterback this year. I don't know if I buy that. I think they're going to go like 10-7. I think them, like the Colts, have one of the hardest schedules in football. I think the whole AFC South actually has some of the hardest schedules in football this year, especially which sucks for them because they're all pretty much ass. But the Jaguars they're probably their best. I don't want to say their only hope because the Titans I think will be relevant, but the Jaguars just I can't buy into them. I like Doug Peterson as a coach, and I think he's a really good coach. So
Yeah, their second
that's
half,
why I do want to buy into them.
Yeah, their second half of the schedule is a gauntlet for sure.
Yeah, they got some tough teams to face in there.
Niners, yeah.
Bengals, your division rival, the Texans. Or the Titans. Not the Texans. The Titans. They might not be the best team this year, but they're not going to be pushovers about it. Mike Vrabel's a great coach, so you got to get through those games. You got to get through the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens. I think the Bucks, sleepy good team maybe, and then the Titans there at the end of the year. It's just
Well, I have the
Tough
Jaguars at 11-6.
okay.
I think they do pretty well, but I don't think 14-3. I feel like that's pretty wild to me. But
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence will make that big of a leap. The schedule to me still is
Third year.
pretty hard. Yeah, third year, but
We'll see.
we
see.
shall see. And I think Calvin Ridley was an excellent addition. I think
Oh,
he's
he's
going
gonna be a
Trevor
great
Lawrence
addition.
look- Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
It's,
they're already
absolutely.
great offense. Yeah, they have two
And
great
there's been
players.
nothing but good news coming about him from camp.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been all
I've seen
great.
some video. He looks
He-
pretty good.
Explosive.
Yeah. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
liked drafting him in fantasy. He was always a go-to of mine back in the day, back in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Everyone always wanted Julio Jones. I was like, go ahead, take him. I'm fine with Calvin. Julio's going to get hurt, and Calvin's going to get all the touches, and even when he's not
Calvin's
hurt.
more targets than Julio. Julio's more like the big play down the field.
Yeah.
Like Calvin's just like. Yeah.
Calvin was making some big plays down
Yeah,
the field.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're right,
that was
yeah.
kind of his thing, too.
For sure.
They were just a big play offense. That was just,
Because I think Calvin's a bit more.
a lot of people sleep on those old Atlanta teams.
They should have got.
Yeah, they really should have.
That's a conversation for another.
Shout out my Patriots. Yeah, that is a conversation for another day.
And I feel like I'd probably have the craziest prediction for the Texans out of all of us. I have them going 7-10.
Yeah, I was honestly going to say we could save the Texans for another day too because they're irrelevant, but I want to hear how they get to 7 wins. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think I got them getting past 2. No, 1-16 is what I got them going.
I have the exact same.
So
Yeah.
let's hear how they get to 7 wins.
Yeah, please.
So I'll go ahead and read off their 7 wins.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man.
They win at home against the Colts.
Okay, that's
They win at home against the Steelers. They win at home against the Buccaneers. Lose at Bengals.
I have that too.
And then they win 2 more at home against the Cardinals and Jaguars.
At the Jaguars.
Yeah. They're not at Jaguars.
They're at
are
home.
they? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they win at next 2 games at home, Cardinals, Jaguars, and then they win in Tennessee, and they win at home against the Browns.
You know, I don't hate that as much as I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to talk a lot of shit after that, but I don't completely hate that actually, because outside of the Steelers and the Jaguars, I would say those. While I don't have them winning those games, I would say they're all going to be winnable games that they should at least look like a professional team against.
The
But
reason why I don't think that's going to be the case is I honestly think C.J. Stroud is going to be a bust, a big bust, and they're going to
Davis Mills looked pretty good in the preseason.
Davis Mills is a below average quarterback.
Year 3.
Davis Mills, year
He
3.
just needs his year 3, bro. That second year slump. He just needs his 3rd year.
He goes out and throws 45 touchdowns.
Plus, I've heard Tank Dell looks
Makes
great.
Justin
AFC
Herbert look like a bum.
Toe to toe with Pat Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
That'd be scenes. Crazy.
Can you imagine Houston if that happened? Those fans, that would be crazy. That would be
Good
nuts.
for them.
Yeah, for real. For real. But I guess back to real life.
Yeah.
I think the Titans are going. I think they're going to win like 9, 10 games, 8, 9, 10 games, something
Really?
like that. Yeah. I got 8 and 9, but I'm just really unsure about them. 8 and 9, I feel like is maybe not their floor, but kind of low end guessing it. I could easily see them being 10 and 7 and winning the division. Yeah.
So I think about 8 wins is their ceiling.
Matter of fact, I think they could get to 11, maybe even 12 wins. Yeah.
With Vrabel being as good of a coach as he is, I can see it, but I kind of
Don't sleep on Tannehill.
I see some regression. I think Tannehill's going to get hurt.
That's fair enough.
I think
I'll
Malik
give you
Willis
that.
and Will Levis are projects, and it's going to be one of them having to step in, and it's going to be bad. They're going to get some wins because Vrabel's that good of a coach, but I see 5 and 12, and the start of their schedule is crazy. Like at New Orleans, Chargers, at Cleveland, and the Bengals. Like
Wait. Time out. I want to call a timeout on that real quick. At Saints, bum-ass team. Saints aren't going to be that good. Chargers, we know they're going to Charger. And you said yourself you got the Browns like what? Like a 5-win team? So that's not that tough of a game.
Okay, yeah, that's 2 5-win teams, but who am I favoring? The home team, you know what I mean? Like, and Cleveland's tough. That's going to be a tough place to play regardless, but they're going to be a bad football team. There's 2 bad football teams playing, and I got the home team winning.
I don't know how tough it is to play there. They were getting blown out for quite a few years before they started
They're gonna be a
rebuilding the
12-win
team.
team this year, so. But honestly, Saints might be garbage, but it's still in New Orleans. It's gonna be week 1. They're gonna be hyped up. That crowd's gonna be loud as fuck. Sorry for the F-bomb, but damn. Yeah. And the Chargers might charge you, but I think they have a better quarterback. They got what's his name?
Don't sleep on Tannehill. Don't sleep on Tannehill this year. I'm telling you,
I have the
revenge
Titans.
seasons.
Titans, I have losing their first 6 games in a row.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I got them losing their first 4 and 5 out of their first 6.
I have the Titans 5-12.
Wow, yeah, sort of pretty much along that there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna have to make a bet on the Titans then.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I don't think
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Am I though? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am. I mean,
Okay,
Mike Vrabel. I trust Ryan Tannehill. I think Derrick Henry's got another year in the tank. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to be not. I think he'll be a top 30 receiver. They got a rookie to play with. They could be some fun. Their offensive line needs work though,
I think.
and their defensive line does too. Let me see where they rank on PFF.
I think you're in for a rude awakening.
We will see. We will see. The Titans for defensive PFF's got them 24th for overall defense going in the year.
Bad.
Yeah.
And their offense is going to be much better.
Yeah, their offensive line is ranked 32nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's going to run behind that.
Huh? Yeah.
Uh,
He's done it before.
Yeah, that's why I think like Vrabel's been a good enough coach where they're always competitive, but I think that's why they regressed to 5 wins. It's not like it's because Vrabel's a bad coach that they get 5 wins. They're lucky to get 5 wins because Vrabel's that good of a coach. Because that's a bad football team.
Yeah, I had the Titans coming up absolutely flat the first 6 games and just
Mm-hmm.
struggling, and then they turn it up late.
All right.
After the bye, I had them firing off 3 wins in a row.
Let's do this. Let's make a first 6 games bet. Cause I'm pretty sure I got them going 4-2 in the first 2 games, or in the first 6 games.
4
No, I'm 6 or 3-3. I'm sorry, 3-3. So I guess I'm not too far off. I'm too close to make a bet about the first 6 games. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's too crazy for them to beat the Ravens. Colts. The Colts is an easy win.
I have a meeting with Colts.
They will beat the absolute dog piss out the Colts. I think that's a winnable game. I think the Chargers is a winnable game, especially with the Chargers on the road. I don't think the Chargers' weapons are that great. We'll get to that later. Any other thoughts on the Titans? You guys want to put them down some more? You guys want to make a bet?
Oh, actually,
I'm
did
trying to
you
make a
guys
bet.
give your predictions for the Texans record?
Yeah, I had them at 1 win.
Yeah,
160?
1 win as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being a
Yeah.
big bust.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess no, I'm not making bets on the Texans too, because they do have some games in there that they can win. But
D'Amico Ryans, I like him as far as a coach. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be good, but man, it's just like you're restarting with that franchise. He's just gonna
What's-
be bad.
What is PFF for Houston's defense?
let's see. Houston, go to the bottom and scroll up. 21st.
And with D'Amico, that's probably gonna go up to like 15.
I think so.
Actually,
Well, I mean that they project. That's not last year. What they were last year. That's what
What
PFF
were
is
they
projecting
last
this year.
year? Yeah,
I don't have that with me.
they're probably pretty bad.
Yeah, they were definitely
Well,
ass.
yeah,
so
that's
I'm
probably
sure
fair.
that's factored in with D'Amico Ryans.
That actually might be a little generous of them, actually.
Perhaps. We'll see. I don't really know too much of what the Texans did to upgrade this year. I just haven't heard anything that they have, and I really lost some people. Lost Brandon Cooks, who was
He's
Tank Dell's
Tank
looked really
he
good.
was yeah.
In training camp, Tank Dell.
Dell might be good, but I don't know if he's going to be like a difference maker in his rookie year, you know? Especially with that bust of a quarterback. Never trust an Ohio State quarterback.
Never. Never ever.
I think their defense is going to be really good this year.
The Texans?
I think it takes a pretty good lead. They've got some really good young guys on that side of the ball, I think. And behind D'Amico Ryans, I think they'll be pretty good.
I feel like the 21st projection for PFF is probably fairly accurate. Probably that area.
I think Texans will probably finish as a top 15 defense.
Wow.
That's
and
kind
I
of
think
ballsy.
and I think that's a big reason why they're going to win games.
You were pretty high on the Texans.
Yeah.
You really make me want to make a bet with you, but like they have too many of these games that if they do have even a decent defense like the Colts and whatever, the Texans, or that they are the Texans, or the Falcons or the Saints or the Panthers, like some of these games are.
Yeah,
potentially pretty
I
hard.
like their schedule. I
Yeah.
think they're going to fare pretty well.
They got
I
some
think
good
they're
ones
going to
on
be. I think they're going to be really hard to beat at home. I think their only home losses are. I have our Titans and Broncos. Oh, I guess they lose at home to the Saints. Yeah.
We're going to take another quick intermission and be right back with the AFC East.
Alright guys, we're back with the AFC East, my home division. We would go in alphabetical order, but I'm actually going to go ahead and just start with my Patriots because that's my team. And I do sadly got them going 1-5 in division and 9-8 on the year. I like our defense. I think we'll have a top 5 defense, but Mac is a question mark. I like Juju, but I don't know about him as our number 1 receiver. I don't really put a lot of stock into Zeke being there. I mean, he might be a nice little addition, but I don't think he makes a real key difference. Yeah, I don't think it'll be that great.
Yeah,
We've got a tough division.
Yeah, it's a really competitive division. You have, 9 wins, you said?
Yeah, 9-8.
I have 8 and 9, so it's pretty
Yeah.
similar. I think obviously going to lose out of the gate to the Philadelphia Eagles. At Dallas, that's going to be a tough game. You got to beat the Eagles right after that?
Yeah.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But yeah, Cowboys and then the Bills. I have them splitting with the Dolphins. I have them losing at Miami. And you're probably not going to like this one, but I have them losing at home to the Chargers. And then I have them
do as
actually
well.
in the playoff hunt towards the end, like beating the Steelers, and then they dropped 3 in a row to the Chiefs, Broncos, and Bills.
Yeah, I have that
is
too.
a tough.
I actually have them
spread.
dropping their last 4.
Yeah, because like, oh man, are the Patriots going to be, one of those teams, and then just those.
Yeah, I
teams.
have the same thing. I have them
Yeah.
going into their bye like, okay, so the way I have their season going is they come out 2-0 against a couple of good teams on the year, and everyone's like, ooh, Bill Belichick, are they back? What's going on in New England? And then they drop back-to-back games against at the Jets, at the Cowboys, and people are like, all right, they're 2-2. What do we do? Couple of tough teams on the road. Not the worst thing. We get back on track against the Saints and the Raiders. I think they'll both be ass. Drop back-to-back games against the Bills and the Dolphins, and I think people will I think the smart people will start to see what we are, is that we're just a frisky, average team that's going to steal some games, but obviously not a contender.
Defense is always going to
But for the casuals, I got us winning the back-to-back games going into the bye, including the London game, and then winning the next 3 games out of our bye, and then winning the last 4. So kind of like you said, like looking like, oh man, are they one of those teams? And then just down the toilet.
Which,
yeah.
like, they might be a really competitive football team, but like those 3 teams that I haven't losing to, but like even they could lose the last 4. But like the Chiefs Monday night, that's like
That's tough.
That's huge, even at home. Then at Denver and at Buffalo, that's just going to be too much for that offense. Their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games.
I agree.
Their ceiling is probably 11 wins, to be honest.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think 12. If Mac, third year, if Mac in his third year takes that jump and does do third year quarterback things, so for real.
Start Bailey Zappi.
No,
I
that
think he's just as good as Mac is.
no. I'm telling you right now, Bailey Zappi is not the guy.
He might not be the guy, but I'm telling you, Mac isn't either.
I think Mac's got a way better chance to be the guy.
Regardless of quarterback play, I have the Patriots going 8-9, 2-4 in the division, and out of the gate they lose their first 5.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I think it's early season Patriots struggle, and I think they stay competitive throughout the rest of the season. But that division is so competitive that I don't think they're making the playoffs because I think the I have another team they tie with, but they don't. They've got a better divisional record.
Yeah. So you think 8 and 9 gets an AFC team in the playoffs?
You'd have like 8 of the last 13 games. That's wow. That's a stretch.
Only thing I want to say about that, your part of the take, Reed, is that if we lose like the first 5 or 6 games, like you said, Patriots Nation's gonna be freaking the fuck out. Like, Bill Belichick's over the hill, fire Bill, old man Bill, bargain Bill. Oh, it would be nuts.
The Patriots do not make the playoffs. I don't have them make the playoffs. No.
Yeah, not AFC.
Yeah.
No way.
No, yeah, I was about to say the AFC is just way too deep. There's
My lowest wild card is 9 and 8. So
yeah. I think in an NFC, the Patriots could compete for a wild card spot for sure.
Compete for a division title.
And a couple of divisions, yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably in the AFC South we probably could. Yeah, we could compete for it. It wouldn't be a lock, but.
And did you both have them losing to the Chiefs Monday night?
I did.
I have them winning.
Chiefs
I didn't know if you
Monday
both had them
night.
losing.
Maybe some reminiscent of like
Yeah, I got them
Patriots-
losing that. Yeah,
Patriots,
the last
Chiefs,
4.
Monday Night Football, Patriots.
Yeah.
Get their revenge.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe we'll stumble across some $80 tickets again.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah, that would be. But I do actually, even though I don't think we're going to be that great, I'll wrap it up by saying I do think that if Mac takes a step forward this year, I do think we could be a playoff team because our weapons aren't great, but they're not terrible. We've got a good defense, a great defense, I think, and a solid offensive line. I think we could manage to pull it off. And with that, we can go ahead. Let's just do this division out of order. Let's go to the Dolphins.
Sweet.
What do you guys think about the Dolphins?
I think I have them going the exact same as last year, 9 and 8.
Good.
I really don't trust Tua as a quarterback,
Same.
health-wise, and it's just so small. I don't think I've ever seen a smaller quarterback under center than Tua, man. But he's just little out there, and just too many concussions. But I have them losing their first 3 out of the first 4 games. I have them actually winning their opening game at
Same here.
San Diego at the Chargers.
You got them winning at Chargers, then dropping the next week. Same.
I have them losing at Chargers.
Yeah,
And then winning their next 2.
I have them the next 3. I actually have them beating the Giants after that 3-game skid, and the Panthers, and then they obviously stumbled the Eagles. I actually have them beating the Patriots.
Me too. At home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have splitting with the Patriots. And they drop the Jets, Cowboys, Ravens at the end of that. Kind of like the Patriots. Their last 3 of their last 4 games are insane. Their last 4 games, really. So yeah, they just missed the playoffs because just how tough their schedule is.
Yeah, super tough schedule.
I like their coach.
I have them 1 and 3 in their last 4. It's a tough one.
Oh I have them 2 and 2 in their last 4. I have them 10 and 7.
Yeah, we're
I have them 8 and 9.
I have them as kind of a streaky team, like kind of getting out the gate a little slow, winning a few in a row, drop the game against the Chiefs, get the bye, get right against the Raiders, lose to the Jets, come back, beat the Commanders, beat the Titans, lose to the Jets, beat the Cowboys and the Ravens, and then lose to the Bills. And I think they just barely probably miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I kind of think Tua's going to miss a handful of games. I don't know who else in that quarterback room can lead them to victory.
Yeah, I know.
Tom's still-
If he's not playing, they'd be lucky to get to 500 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have them beating the Patriots twice. They do pretty well in the division.
Yeah, the Dolphins, they do a really good job of giving us fits. Luckily, we don't play there until late in the year. There's a very long history of like the Patriots being terrible if we go to Miami early in the year, like when it's hot and shit. Like we're just terrible. We just get blown out every time, even with Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same, really. I like their head coach a lot. I think he's very.
I like him. I'm still not decided on him yet.
Yeah,
on,
the jury's still
how
out.
great I
If he
think
can
he is.
really coach, but
Yeah.
from what he's just presented.
Yeah. Last year was his first year as a rookie head coach last year. Yeah, and
he had wins, so that's respectable.
Yeah, I mean he's he's on the right track to be a really good coach for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He had 9 wins through plenty of injuries throughout
Yeah.
the team. On
Yeah,
offensive defense.
star quarterback that was lighting it up. Yeah, battling concussions. A lot of media stuff going on they had to deal with. That's a lot for a rookie head coach.
He had a lot of speed on offense, so that's for sure.
It's always funny looking back at that video of him vaping on the sideline.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Of Tua.
Yeah.
Huh?
Tua.
No, McDaniels.
McDaniels. yeah.
Oh.
He's like kind of like behind the scorecard and got like under his hand. He's like trying to. Funny.
Could you believe that he's half black?
Yeah, pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. He's really pale.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah. No
He's
clue.
pale as
Yeah.
shit, dude.
You guys wouldn't have guessed that? I thought I
I've
thought
known that for a while, but
I just thought
I
like
had no
looking at him
clue.
he was
Yeah.
clearly mixed.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, as soon as I saw him he was mixed, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I gotta show a picture to Briss. She was like, I would have never guessed. He's white as fuck, but
I mean I've
But he's got some big
I've met a
feet.
lot of Hispanic dudes who are actually pretty pale and
yeah,
pretty,
no, for sure. You
pretty
can
light
kind of tell
skinned,
them
yeah.
like the facial features and
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't talk about.
Well,
No, we'll be alright, you didn't say anything bad.
Bills Mafia might get mad at me for this one, but I have them at 10-7, and they probably have them winning like 13.
Fucking Bills Mafia. I love him, but I hate him. But yeah, I'm about the same boat.
Yeah, you have them
Yeah.
at 11.
11-6, yeah.
For Bills Mafia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 11-6.
11-6, yeah. So we're about on the same page there. So I guess let's go through then, since we're all about on the same page, let's go through and decide. I got them dropping the opener at Jets Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out. I guess this will be a little preview to the Jets. I think he's coming out and saying, fuck you Green Bay, fuck you everybody, and his revenge tour starts. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have an Aaron Rodgers year. But
Yeah.
back to the Bills. I think they win their next games through Week 7 all the way through the Patriots. And then I think the Buccaneers sneak in a Thursday night game against them.
Wow.
Call me
Okay.
crazy, yeah. And I actually got them dropping the next 2 games at Bengals and then at home versus the Broncos on Monday night. And then just kind of mostly winning out after that, but just some losses sprinkled in there. I got them losing on a Saturday game, Week 16 against the Chargers. I just feel like Saturday is just a prime Charger day. Like I feel like if the Chargers played every Saturday, they'd probably be a top tier franchise. They wouldn't have the terrible luck they have. But
I don't know about all that.
yeah, maybe they could win a playoff game once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got them making the playoffs. I think on a wild card, maybe slipping out off a tiebreaker or something like that. But they got a pretty decent defense. Sean McDermott's a good coach, good quarterback, but Stephon Diggs is a diva, and he seems like he doesn't really want to be there.
Good riddance.
Yeah, as Vikings fans, I'm sure, especially with
Oh,
Justin
it's been
Jefferson.
nice.
Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson, I'm sure you guys don't
Oh,
miss
yeah.
it a bit.
Oh, no.
We moved on.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. thank
Remind me
you.
to send you a postcard of my new wife.
Yeah, literally. Actually, I
Yeah.
have them starting off 7-1. They only lost to Jacksonville, and then they stumble at Cincinnati. Then they bounce back against Denver at home, Monday Night Football.
Okay.
They lose at home to the Jets. They kind of like bounce wins and losses pretty much from the rest of the year. Like Eagles, and then they lose to the Chiefs. Win at the Cowboys. Lose, like I agree, at the Chargers
Yeah.
on Saturday because
Yeah. That's just the
Chargers
Charger.
Charger on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then I have them winning against Patriots and then losing to the Dolphins.
That's some top tier analysis by us. Like, well, you know what? It's Saturday. I'm gonna pick the Chargers.
Well, I would say
That's a fucking.
I did not
Yeah,
pick the
you-
Chargers.
you didn't.
I picked the Bills. I have them going 4-3 through the first 7. I have them being inconsistent throughout the year. Their biggest win streak is 3, and it is week 15 through 17. They beat the Cowboys, they beat the Chargers, and they beat the Patriots, and then they finished the year losing to the Dolphins.
You said 10-7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They miss the playoffs.
What do you guys got
they
for division
actually
records?
make the playoffs.
What do you guys got for division records for them?
As far
I got
as-
5-1
Oh.
for Buffalo. Yeah, only division loss I'm pretty sure was the Jets opener. Yeah. Other than that, I got them winning every game in division. Excuse me.
4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
Splitting with the Jets and then losing to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean they have a ton of potential. Like they have the
3-3.
potential.
Sorry.
3-3.
They can
No, you're
catch up
fine.
at
No, you're
3-3.
fine.
Yeah.
They have the potential to be a Super Bowl caliber team, but I just don't see it. I think they probably try to move Stephon Diggs, as crazy as it sounds. I guess that doesn't sound crazy to you guys being
I think
Vikings
that would be a
fans.
smart move, but then they should do it while they get some value. They could probably, I don't know if they can get a first round pick. He is a top 5-6 receiver.
Yeah.
You might be able to get a top first round.
I doubt you're getting a first round for Stephon, but I bet you get maybe
With the baggage.
a second or third.
Yeah.
A second or third.
A second day pick for sure.
Yeah.
Second and a
Which-
third, maybe.
I mean, if they were to draft like 2 receivers next year, like with that pick and their pick, whatever their pick is, you could easily hit on another receiver. And the rest of the receiver room isn't terrible, but
Yeah.
they don't have another number one. Which is the only downfall about
Gabe
trading
Davis
picks.
is a nice compliment.
Oh,
to another
he's
receiver.
a top tier 2 in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's as good a
Yeah,
number 2. He's got a
absolutely.
great rapport with Josh Allen. They like playing with each
I
other.
mean, he's caught 4 touchdown passes in a playoff game. Like he is
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's an end zone threat too, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think what's his name? Tight end Dalton Kincaid. Isn't that his name?
No, from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox.
Well, Dawson Knox, yeah, he's there, but they drafted, I think, a kid named Dalton Kincaid. They drafted a tight end. It's like the
Yeah.
top tight end out of the draft this year.
What do you play at Iowa?
I fucking find out probably.
Hey, man, like,
But he's like a wide receiver more than a tight end. He's one of those. And then they still have Dawson Knox, so they do have a good like third passing
They
option.
run some more 12 personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think their running back room is that great. I think Damian Harris is a little overrated. He was decent as a Patriot,
Goal
but
line back.
we're heavy on our Patriots, and he was also splitting carries, so splitting some wear and tear, which he'll be doing in Buffalo too. I forget who their other running back is. He won't be the only one, but
So
I just don't see it.
round 1, pick 25, from New York Giants via Jacksonville. Dalton Kincaid, tight end, Utah.
He went to Jacksonville.
No, that's the pick.
Oh, okay.
The trade.
Oh, okay. So Dalton
Yeah.
Kincaid plays for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that's what I thought. Yeah. All right. So
So it's an 11-win football team. You have 11 wins too, right?
I think I had 11 or was it 12? It was 11. Yeah, 11-6, 5-1 in division. I don't think their schedule's too rough. I just think they're
Yeah,
just
agreed.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Um,
Middle of the year, they're just like kind of bounce wins and losses.
yeah, I
You know,
agree.
11-win team though, it's still good enough to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Win a playoff game.
Yeah, they could if they sneak in, they could be as dangerous as anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if they're hot,
Josh Allen's playing at his peak. You know, they could beat anybody.
and if Diggs is there, and if he is playing well, like when those two are playing well together, and Gabe Davis is on, that's a scary offense.
Yeah,
no
it
matter
is.
who the running backs are.
It is.
I think we probably unanimously agree that it's Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have him going 12-5,
Same.
I got 13-3.
13-3.
Yeah.
Interesting. With the Jets, though, I actually have them losing their first 2 games, and everyone's going to kind of go into panic mode. Like, oh no, Aaron Rodgers is washed, and then they're just going to, like, well, they'll win. They actually start off losing their first 2, beating New England, then losing to the Chiefs, and then they're just going to go on a tear. Being the Broncos, Eagles, Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Bills, before they stumble against the Dolphins on a Friday after back-to-back away games, you know. That's just a lot.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then they'll run off the rest of their wins, and then they'll rest their stars against the Patriots.
I kind of have them back and forth. Before their bye week, they start 3-3, and then they go on a massive just tear after the bye. They lose at Bills and the last game of the season at Patriots. Other than that, they crush everybody.
Yeah, it's a scary offense.
What's
Yeah, very good defense. 12-5.
12-5. Okay.
Same as Brady's, I believe.
And I was wrong. I do have them 12-5 too. I was wrong. So I do also have 12-5. I got them losing at home to the Chiefs, at Broncos, at the Raiders, at Bills, and at Browns.
Yeah, their losses are for me
4-2 in division, I believe.
at
5-1.
Cowboys, home against the Chiefs, at Bills, and then at
4-2
Patriots.
for me in division. No, wait, I'm sorry. 3-3 in division. But they still win 12 wins and win a division.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you though, Reed. I think it's about to be an Aaron Rodgers season. I think he's about to go off. Like I was saying earlier, I think you can put him down for at least 35 touchdowns.
I was about to ask you, do you think he's going to throw for 40?
40. I don't feel comfortable saying like he's gonna do it, but I don't even think it's a bold prediction. But I would say at 35, between 35 and 40.
I think if he throws that many touchdowns, they get to the playoffs, he wins another MVP award.
Yeah, I agree.
Regardless of what happens
It's
after
fine
that.
if he wins an MVP, just so long as he doesn't win a Super Bowl. I have them losing in the second round to the Bengals.
Why? He left your whole conference. Why do you care if he wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
doing it far away from you
I
guys.
don't really care if he does either.
He's doing it far away.
That's kind of like we're both Vikings fans and disagree. Like I actually don't really mind him. Like,
Yeah.
as far
Have
as
you seen some of the Jets stuff? It's
Yeah,
pretty
It's
funny.
funny. It's funny.
Like Brady was showing me the
Yeah.
video of him messing with the coach, telling me he looks fat.
Looks fat as shit.
Yeah,
It's just
I
the
saw that.
way he said, "Hey, what's going on?" Always it reminds me of Randy Marsh. Like, "Hey, what's going on?"
He's
You look fat as shit. And then, did you see the video of the Sauce Gardner handshake that him and Sauce Gardner had? Like,
yes.
yeah, they
like
do the
those,
walk
I
up.
think smoke a joint or something.
Yeah, and then he goes up and he passes someone else. That shit's hilarious. That shit's so funny. Yeah, I think he looks happy. I think the Jets will be really good. I think honestly, 12-5 is probably my lower end prediction on them. I could easily see them doing like 14-3 or 14 and
Yeah, and I
14-3.
and I did make my pick before the Dalvin Cook signing, so that might maybe change again
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Mine was also before the Dalvin Cook
Because
signing.
Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook in a backfield is gonna.
Yeah,
be pretty
but I think
terrifying.
he's gonna miss the first few weeks. So by that time, Dalvin might already be
Yeah.
exhausted and worn and torn on the year.
Well, we'll see. See how the mileage has been
Yeah.
throughout the years. It is year 6, I think.
Yeah. Do they still have their third stringer who that would have been their last year? What's his name? Who was the Jet? They had 2 running backs
You're
last
talking
year.
about James
Brees.
Robinson.
Michael Carter and
James Robinson.
Yeah,
Talking about the Jets.
no, that was Jacksonville.
No,
James
James
Robinson.
Jets. Brees Hall, the running back they drafted last year.
But they had Michael Carter and who was the other guy that because he was out pretty much for most of the year, wasn't he?
James Robinson.
No, he was in Jacksonville.
He got traded.
I swear the Patriots acquired him from not from Jacksonville. He was a free agent this year.
He was
Maybe I'm
the
wrong.
Jets.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Here.
Someone might have to look that up.
James Robinson. Man, I was so sad though when he got cut from the Patriots because I do like him as a player. He's been one of my favorite players in the league for a while. And I was stoked when he got signed there, and then of course like whatever his health issue is, they're like,
He had an Achilles injury. He tore it
yeah.
a couple seasons ago.
But I guess he's still not back or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't rush back and.
Oh, yep, the
Short his
Jets,
career.
yeah. Jets trade, yep, October 25th, 2022. Yeah, you were right. We're going to take one last break and be right back with the AFC West.
All right, now with the AFC West, I have the Broncos going 9-8, and I believe I have them making the playoffs as the 6th seed.
6.
All right, I'll make you a bet right now. The Broncos are making the playoffs. I'll make you a bet right now. I got them 13-4.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have close to that prediction. 12 wins.
Yeah, I think they'll be a really good team.
As much as I hate Sean Payton, that's going to be a really good coach, well-coached football team. I think Russ will have a bounce-back year, so there's no excuses for that team going forward.
Zero.
If they're bad this year, then, I think Russ is probably cooked at that point. So, the jury's still out on Russ. I mean, it was pretty bad.
It was god awful last year.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst things. It was one of the worst quarterback years
Yeah.
of all time. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But we all know what Russ can do, and I like you said, I don't think he could do that again. He's got a legit coach now, an all-time coach, a coach that's won a Super Bowl, a coach that's known for great offenses. They got weapons in Denver too.
He also has a coach that went 500 a lot with so that also doesn't.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact.
So,
But a lot of those defenses were not good, and
Yeah,
Sean
it
Payton
was-
has never been known as a defensive dude. I don't think he's ever even pretended to be. I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
probably why he was hiring dudes to take out Brett Favre.
pain. Absolute pain.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, sorry to bring that up, but
It's okay. Most painful sports memory in my life.
really?
I have.
Yeah, just because like the Vikings, I'm most passionate about. And like 2009,
So close.
we had him. Literally, he could have just
Yeah.
ran. He could have slid. We were in field goal range.
Yep.
Field goal would have won. We would have won the Super Bowl. We would have kicked the dog shit out of that Colts team.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh
Yeah.
man, it's
You would
just
have beat the
It
brakes
hurts.
off him.
I try not to think about it.
yeah, it hurts. Like I remember, I was 15 at the time. Just a quick little side story, but yeah, seeing that Saints kick the field goal in overtime to win, I got into my little brother's grandpa's liquor cabinet. got a little buzzed. For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Well, I gotta see something to numb the pain.
Dude,
No.
Yeah.
That's fair though. My worst sports memory, just real quickly, was when the David Tyree Super Bowl with the Patriots,
Oh.
the 18-1 year.
God, that's
Because that 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, I talked so much shit to everybody about how we were gonna beat that ass. We already beat the Giants. We broke the record against the Giants.
Yeah, but wasn't that actually
Randy
a
Moss
close regular
and
season?
Tom Brady both broke their records against them, huh?
Wasn't that a close regular season game though?
I don't think it was
I
that
think he only
close.
won by maybe 7 points.
I think it was like 10.
Sure.
I think it was like 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought that was kind of more competitive.
Yeah, the Super Bowl definitely was, but I feel like that first game, maybe not. I don't know.
How
It's
does that
been a
happen?
long time.
How the fuck does that happen?
What I really remember from that game is just the touchdown catches that broke the records because it was the same play. But yeah, that was painful.
That's
And I
the
told
only
my mom I couldn't go to school the next day, but
The
she made me do it anyways.
Only time I rooted for New England in a Super Bowl, other than Philly, is Randy Moss. Y'all robbed him.
Yeah,
That was
yeah, we
Super
did.
Bowl.
And I am sorry for that. We let the Moss
You
guys
guys
down
should.
everywhere.
Absolutely. You deserve that.
Speaking of letting down, though, the Chargers.
Unless you guys have anything else to say about the Broncos.
Not really.
Yeah,
It's kind of pretty cut and dry with the.
Yeah, the Chargers. I think they're going to be a letdown. I think they're going to be 9-8. I know a lot of people think this is going to be their year. They're going to make some noise, and I don't really see it. I just don't. Mike Williams hasn't really proven anything. Keenan Allen's another year older, another year more likely to get injured. Justin Herbert has obviously proven that he's capable of being a good quarterback in the league, but it's starting to get to a point where if he doesn't do something this year, he's probably looking at a.
Kirk Cousins era type.
I wasn't gonna say Kirk Cousins. I was gonna say more like Carson Palmer, kind of ceiling, like really like confident quarterback and like
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. Like if you don't have, I'm not quite Phillip
Herbert's
Rivers.
got all world
Because I would
talent,
call
dude.
I would call Phillip Rivers a franchise QB. If he was on
You don't
any
think?
team but the Chargers, I think he wins the Super Bowl.
You
But
swap
I think it's
him.
just Chargers
Well,
good Chargers.
Eli
You don't
Manning,
think
Phillip
Hold
Rivers, right?
on.
You think he wins? Go ahead.
You don't think Justin Herbert's a franchise QB? that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I think it's getting to a point to where he's got to have a really good year this year. Is what I'm
Well,
saying.
he did just sign the fresh contract. I don't think they try to move off him right away.
I think he's firmly a top 5-6 quarterback.
Really?
Right now, currently?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I have him like top 10, but not up in the top 5.
I
I'd
probably
say
got
like-
about 10,
I
between
think
10
it is
12.
Fringe
10,
top 5.
15.
I think I actually have him around like 7. But I'm like last year, obviously, was a little hiccup. But the dude's got all world talent.
Yeah. I'm not
He's-
saying he's not a franchise QB right now, but I'm saying if he doesn't have like a great year this year, like it's gonna start looking like he might be a really good quarterback, but is he ever gonna do anything for you besides put up some really
Maybe
cool
some
numbers and maybe
franchise
some really cool plays?
Yeah, maybe He's huge. He can make any throw. Any
Yeah.
quarterback can make. He's
Big,
got cannon.
big arm,
He
cannon
can
arm. He's
move.
accurate.
He can run a
move.
little bit, you know. Like,
Yeah.
He's got everything you'd want
Hard to
for a
bring
franchise
down because he's
quarterback.
big. He's a big guy. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Like, when you play for that franchise, like, it's like with Philip Rivers.
Chargers
Are you gonna
going
win-
Charger.
Are you gonna really win anything?
Yeah. I mean,
what if he played for the name of
New England
Pittsburgh?
or
What if he
Pittsburgh.
played for Pittsburgh?
Yeah, if Justin Herbert was a Steeler, they would be a playoff team this year. They would be a playoff team this year.
No, dude, he would be probably an AFC top Super Bowl contender probably.
I don't know if I'd go Super Bowl contender, but playoff game potential
Got some
winner,
weapons.
winning a playoff game for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I do agree with a lot with what Zach has said about the Chargers, and I have them going 8-9, pretty similar. I think they are pretty good for most of the year, but then they go on a 4-game losing streak to end the season to take them out of playoff contention.
Chargers going Charger.
Chargers will always Charger.
Yeah. So you got them charging pretty hard. At the
Yeah,
end
end of the season, and that's why they don't make the playoffs. That's why Justin Herbert's probably gonna be criticized a lot. I think it's gonna be a lot of close games.
Yeah, I think come next off season that might be one of the most scrutinized contracts.
Besides the Chiefs game, I think they get blown out by the Chiefs.
I am going 10-7, which a lot of teams would love to go 10-7, but
Yeah.
I think they narrowly miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Chargers do.
Yeah.
Narrowly miss the playoffs, or if they make it, it's a first round exit.
I could definitely see them going 10-7 and maybe even a ceiling of 11, 12 wins because they do have players. They've never proven anything. Like we've said already a million times. I
Yeah,
can't buy them. You can't buy them until they prove it.
that's right.
Yeah.
I agree.
What did you have them going, Brady?
10-7.
10-7? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, something you normally can buy, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling about the Chiefs this year? Super Bowl champs. Super Bowl champ Chiefs.
No hangovers.
No hangovers?
During the regular season, I think 14-3. But I
Dominant.
do have them losing their first playoff game after the first round bye. I think,
Oh, you have the number 1 seed?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have the Chiefs number 1 seed. I think the closest team next to the Chiefs is probably the Jets at 12-5. No, Bengals are second seed, 13-4, then Jets. That's what it is.
Yeah, I also have them going 14-3 and losing to Jacksonville in week 2, which that'll be a really big game as far as end of season. They have them both going 14-3, but because of that game, Jacksonville gets in. To the 2 seed, I should say. I think, dude, the AFC is gonna be so stacked this year.
Mhm.
Bengals, Jags, Chiefs are gonna be all up to 15 or 14 wins. It's gonna be crazy.
The losses I have for the Chiefs, they lose at home to the Eagles. They lose at Patriots Monday night, and the last one's personal for me. They lose at Vikings. It's revenge from 2019, expiring field goal at Arrowhead. I think they go into Minnesota and get absolutely throttled.
Reed, don't forget. That's 4 years ago now.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was really hoping they were going to play at Arrowhead this year. I wanted to go, but I looked at what the tickets were for
Probably
Chiefs at
fucking
Vegas.
insane.
Yeah, it's with the fees and taxes and stuff. It's the cheapest ticket for nosebleed is $300, pretty much, is what you're looking at paying. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I was hoping they'd play
It's not okay.
at Arrowhead, so it'd be a close game. But
Yeah, Jags, Broncos, and Bengals, those are their 3 losses.
Yeah.
Both Broncos won their division over Denver. Yeah, Chiefs are no hangover, but I don't think probably not going to win the Super Bowl. But we'll see. We'll see how they actually look. See if their defense is competent,
I think they have a lot of rookies going in the second year, maybe hopefully taking a step and being a lot more secure on defense.
I
Hopefully,
think,
Chris Jones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully he doesn't try to leave.
He'll be there.
You think so?
Contractually, he'll be playing. Will he get traded? Will he work his way out through a trade? That's a different story. But contractually, he'll be there. He can't afford to not be there.
At least one more year.
Yeah. But regardless of Chris Jones being there, their defense, I feel like PFF's got them projected as the number 13, which I can kind of see. They got some guys in there. I kind of see the Chiefs' defense by the end of the year being the opposite of a bend don't break defense, on as opposed to like giving up a bunch of yards and then coming up with the stop late in the drive. I feel like they're going to be a team that maybe they get, a lot of drives. They get you out into your first or second, set of downs or whatever, but then just give up a lot of big plays, a lot of boom or bust plays, and I think to a degree that it costs them. I think their defense has cost them a couple, probably 2 or 3 games this year. I had them going 11-6. A little bit of a hangover on the offensive side.
Would that be a disappointment for the Chiefs fans, do you think?
11-6. If it doesn't get them in the playoffs, yes. I don't think the Chiefs fans really care as long as they get in the playoffs, because I think they're pretty confident that as long as they get there, they can figure out a way.
And at this point, they shouldn't care as long as they make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, if they make the playoffs, they have a really good shot to go to the Super Bowl and win. They're a very confident franchise.
Yeah, like looking back, like on the dominance, like the Patriots and stuff, I never really, like, it was always nice to win the division, but as long as we made the playoffs, I never cared. We still had Tom Brady and whatever.
Would you
So
always win the division, though?
for the most part, yeah, pretty much every time.
Yes, it was the.
Well, the Jets got in there a couple times. Miami snuck once.
09,
They won back-to-back. They won back-to-back years. Now, granted, one of those years, Tom was out with an ACL.
ACL tear. That's what I'm saying. 08, 09, I get it.
So, but those were the Rex Ryan years, and I think if he had stuck around, if Mark Sanchez hadn't have ever butt fumbled, I think that franchise wouldn't have taken quite the downhill turn it did. I think they might have been able to save it before it spun so far out of control.
I don't know.
But they've got it back on track now. So, well, it looks like anyways.
We'll see.
But yeah, I got the Chiefs going 11-6. Just some stuff with Travis Kelce out of the camp, like him butting heads with people. I know that's just football stuff, and maybe just the media trying to get people talking about the Chiefs and get people like me saying they're gonna go 11-6. But I could see maybe some step backs. Travis Kelce by the end of the year. How old is he? He's like 32, 33, 34.
Yeah. He's getting up there in age.
He's by the end of the year he'll be getting up there. Their weapons. I don't think their weapons are that great. I think Pat Mahomes is just what's made them look pretty decent the last few years. So I think the Chiefs show some kinks in their armor this year. I think I would say.
I could buy that though.
And based off the current projections I have, the Chiefs don't make the playoffs. But I want to say I think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs. Like there's no way the Chiefs don't make the playoffs. That's just the way it came out, like based off tiebreakers and stuff here.
Yeah.
But there's just my projections. I will say on the Chiefs are wrong. I will already take that L preseason on them because I do think they get in the playoffs, even if it's at 11-6. Yeah, I could easily see them winning 14 games, like you guys say. Like Travis Kelce could be an anomaly, and he could be a Tom Brady of tight ends and play the whole year healthy as hell, looking great. Pat Mahomes could break records this year.
To me, the Chiefs' schedule is just easy based off opponents.
Oh, where I got them in a pretty decent schedule. Yeah, pretty middle of the pack schedule for.
Yeah, as far as their standards go, I look at a lot of teams they're playing. I think they beat a lot of those teams even on a bad night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, especially with the Arrowhead advantage. Like we alluded to a little bit earlier, we've experienced it. Me and Brady have you? But you haven't been to a Chiefs game, have you?
No, just a Chiefs preseason game.
I'm sure they get fairly rowdy for that too.
I don't remember a lot of people being there, and it was Reggie Bush's rookie season. It was Saints, so I got to see him play a couple series. Super athletic.
I don't know if the Chiefs were really good. Then 2006, that would have been maybe 2007.
Yeah,
Who was their quarterback?
Pretty sure it was in middle school.
Henny, probably.
In 2006, was he already their quarterback? I feel like it's a little early.
Or was that Trent Green?
Brody Croyle.
Was it?
I think it might have been Brody Croyle. Oh no, he might have been more like 2011, 2012. Now I'm thinking about it.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. Let's just look it up. I'll look it up real quick.
What was Reggie Bush's rookie year? 06?
Yeah, 2006 Chiefs depth chart.
I want to say Trent Green.
All right, official guesses.
Trent Green.
Trent Green. I'm gonna
Trent Green
just to change it up. I'll go Brody Croyle, but it could definitely.
Chad Henne's the other one, but.
Okay. Load up. Here we go. Trent Green.
Yep.
Larry Johnson,
That was one
Eddie
of
Kennison, I remember
Mhm.
him. Sammy Parker, Tony Gonzalez, elite offensive line, Jordan Black, Brian Waters, Casey Wiegman, Will Shields, Kevin Sampson, top tier offensive line, probably one of the better ones of all time.
Yeah.
Tom Bahali on defense, he must have been young. They still had Ron Edwards, Jared Allen, so
Yeah.
he was probably beasting it up. They had Ty Law, he must have been old. Kendrick Bell, I remember him. Kawika Mitchell, Derek Johnson, Sammy Knight, Patrick Surtain, Greg Wesley. Not a terrible defense. Some of those Chiefs defense over the years have been. They get kind of slept on as like a defensive organization. They low key have some pretty
Yeah.
solid defenses
Just
for the most part. Yeah,
Good organization.
those Tom Bahali days were, especially when he was in his prime, were really nice with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I have the Raiders as a disappointment, basically.
Yeah, me too. That's
Four-
what I was
four
about
and
to say.
13,
Yeah, I have them being pretty sad this year. I think Devontae Adams. I think he gets traded to the Jets.
Oh, no.
I don't have that factored in my predictions, so that's my Jets record doesn't reflect that. If it did, my Jets record would probably be like 14. It would probably be 14 wins. But I think Devontae Adams gets traded from the Raiders. I just don't see a prime receiver like him staying there for an ass team with a quarterback.
Yeah.
Everything that's been out about Jimmy is like he's missing every throw. Everything sucks. I get they got some guys. Their receiver room isn't terrible. It's Adams, Renfro, and who's their other guy? Renfro's their number 3 on their depth chart. They got a number 2. Let me pull that up real quick. One of you go ahead and you can start talking about your Chiefs stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see what this
I
is.
also have them going 4 and 13.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be ass. I mean,
Agreed.
yeah, I was trying to find some wins on their schedule. I mean, I think I have them winning at home against Pittsburgh, which is probably the biggest win. At home against the Giants. Chargers on a Thursday night football game, and beating the Colts.
Okay, so mine's pretty in line with yours, except I have their first one as home game against the Packers.
Okay.
Everything else is virtually identical.
I did do my predictions before I looked at their depth chart. Otherwise, I probably would have factored in another win or two, probably up to like four or 5 wins maybe, because for Oakland for Las Vegas, Oakland. I do like the receiver room. It's Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, and Hunter Renfro. Austin Hooper's your tight end. You got Josh Jacobs. If Jimmy Garoppolo, if things coming out of camp were looking pretty good about him, I would probably have the Raiders closer to a 500 team. But everything I've heard has just been bad, and I'm not sure he's going to get the ball to the weapons. And then their backup is Brian Hoyer.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
that
still
dude.
in
That
the
was
league.
was what I was about to say. Brian Hoyer's still in the league. That dude is backing up. And then they got some dude named Adrian O'Connell and Chase Garber's on the roster. But I'm sure one of those dudes will be cut by the time the year starts. Max Crosby is a beast on defense, so I think he makes a difference. I actually have the Raiders being a team that I agree are ass, but I think of their 3 wins, I have them on. 2 of them are them upsetting teams. I think they'll sneak up on a couple teams because they're going to be so bad, but they do have some talent there that they could maybe win a shootout or 2. So I got them beating the Packers Monday Night Football. I don't think the Packers are going to be very good, so I think they'll win that. Maybe not handily, but pretty well. And then I got them beating the Jets at home and also the Chargers at home on a Thursday Night Football game.
Yep.
So kind of upsetting the Jets and the Chargers there.
Yep.
Maybe not so much with the Chargers because it's late in the year, and that's kind of Chargers going to Charger blow a game to a division rival that they should beat like that.
I agree.
I think that's part of what I factored into there, and plus it's a short week. Just
Yep.
everything just right there says Chargers. Chargers loss. And then the Jets, I don't know if it'll particularly be the Jets, but I think they in that stretch where they play some pretty good teams there, like late in the year before their bye, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs. I think they beat one of those teams before their bye. I think they do that, but other than that, 3 wins, maybe 4 or 5. If Jimmy comes back and looks like an older Jimmy Garoppolo, I could see them pushing to be a 500 team.
That's probably
pushing to
That's
500.
their ceiling.
Yeah.
And if Josh McDaniels actually puts it together. together. But
Yeah, and
I
again, you
don't
can't count on
think
Josh
so.
McDaniels as
Yeah.
coach. He's had plenty of opportunities and has never proven anything. He's had players and organizations that give him everything, and
I think Garoppolo and their head coach is a terrible pairing.
probably.
I don't think they have really a shot of being 500 with him as the coach.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Josh McDaniels just shouldn't really be anything but an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want him back in New England. I think
Is
he's a
he
snake in the
now?
grass. Yeah, I think he's kind of overrated as an offensive
you
coordinator.
got Tom Brady as your quarterback.
Yeah,
Because
and Bill
you know,
Belichick as your
That's
head
true. He
coach.
hasn't done much after.
Yeah.
and if he could go be a coordinator
And
somewhere else and improve it, then I
Let
would
me
love that.
check and see. I know he called the Atlanta game, the Atlanta Super Bowl. But how many Super Bowls has he won? I'm gonna look that up. How many Super Bowls has Josh McDaniels won? Josh McDaniels. Oh, okay, he's a 6-time champion. So he was with us for pretty much all of them. So he's definitely not overrated. 6-time champion. I mean, even with Tom Brady, that says a lot as your offensive coordinatorship. But his regular season coaching record is 17-28. That's 38% winning percentage. Yeah, less than ideal.
And that's
Which is too bad. I wouldn't mind seeing the Raiders be good
That's his record outside of New England regular season.
as a head coach. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So, you guys got anything else to add to that? Top on to
That did
Josh
not-
McDaniels.
Don't really think so.
No.
I think if he's pretty bad this year, he's gonna get fired.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I
He's
think
up.
if they do finish like 3-14, he could easily get fired.
Oh,
I think if he gets fired during the season, it's likely after the bye when I have them losing to the Vikings, and then they actually win. They go 2-2 their last 4 games.
I could see that. New coach mojo.
Kind of revamp the team.
Yeah, get him
Seen
playing
it a
for
few times
something.
before, yeah.
Yeah, you see it like once a year. There's
Pretty
their team
sure-
that fires their coach and gets a
Isn't
little
that
hot.
what happened to the Raiders the other year? And then they didn't keep the interim coach.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
did. Larry Cable, wasn't that his name, or something like that?
that's a long.
Tom
time.
Cable, or is that before?
Okay, yeah, you're thinking of what the fuck?
No, that's the dude that like tried to fight the player.
Yeah, special teams coordinator he was for
Yeah,
the Colts, I think. What was
this is like 2018.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, when he-
2019.
Yeah.
Am
It was
I- are
before
you sure
John
I'm not
Gruden.
thinking of when
It was
John Gruden
before
got
John
fired?
Gruden.
Wasn't it when John Gruden got fired?
I think so.
Oh yeah, it probably was when he got
Injuries?
fired, and then they hired
Yeah.
McDaniels. Yeah, that's right. And Henry Ruggs killed that dude
Yeah, he just got set.
or that lady. That
Yeah,
lady.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Rest in peace. I should have said that more respectful. Yeah. Fuck Henry Ruggs,
Yeah, he got 3 to 10, but he'll probably do 3.
bro. You got that money. If you want to go get that fast in your car, go take it to a racetrack. Go race that shit. Or shit, at least take it to the fucking interstate, not a side street. What are you doing 140 down a fucking side street for? Like, I got no sympathy for that. I get wanting to go fast in your nice sports car. I get that. Like, I do. Like,
Responsibly.
yeah. Take that shit to the interstate in the middle of the night when there's no one out there or something.
Yeah.
Well, I guess on that note,
About
we
wraps
could
it.
probably go ahead and call that good on the AFC West, and I think we'll probably go ahead and wrap up the show with that too.
Yep.
Do you guys want to go ahead and plug your Twitters real quick?
Yeah, you can just follow me at Brady Fellcamp.
I'm at MINN_sportsfan, Minnesota sports fan at Twitter.
Or X, I guess.
Okay, yeah, X. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
getting used to that anytime
That's right.
soon.
Yeah, me either. I'll never call it X. I'm not on the X. I've been off
Let's
Twitter
hope
for a
not.
while. Yeah. Yeah, my account got banned a while ago for saying anything about the president's wife, so I won't repeat it here. But yeah, I don't miss it at all. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. This I think was a pretty good episode. I think a step forward for us. Check us out next time. We'll be back with some NFC predictions. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.